Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. I'm Jonathan Friedman, joined in the studio by our reporter, Kathleen Greenler-Sexton. She's CEO and publisher of Subscription Insider. Welcome, Kathy.
Thank
I
you.
should say welcome back. You and I have done this before, so it's nice to see you again.
It's great to see you.
And you have an interesting topic, a fascinating topic for all listeners out there, but in particular, companies that accept credit cards for purchases.
I do. Entrepreneurs, their lifeblood obviously is revenue, and many companies use credit cards as part of their business. And there's a major issue coming this fall in the United States, which is adoption of what they call EMV credit cards. In layman's term, those are chip credit cards. And you may or may not see some of the chips already happening in your wallet on the various credit cards.
Yes, I know personally I've started to get new credit cards wondering why am I getting them, and they're chip enabled.
Exactly.
Which is putting us way behind other countries, notably Canada and European countries that have had those for years, if not decades.
The EMV, which stands for Europay, MasterCard, and Visa, because they were the original partners in this global standard, it was developed to obviously create more security in credit card transactions. It was first adopted in Europe. And in Europe, they had a 68% reduction in fraud with credit card purchases. And everybody was going, hooray! And then guess what happened? All the businesses that used credit cards, but they weren't a physical credit card business, they call it a card not present business. So businesses that were card not present, think gym memberships, e-commerce purchases, subscriptions to newsletters, magazines, apps. Our whole life is right now a card not present business.
I would say the average consumer probably purchases more things with the card not present than physically present.
Absolutely. So in Europe, they had a great reduction in fraud. All the fraudsters moved online. So all the card not present businesses had to manage the increased fraud. Canada adopted it, and as well as Australia over the subsequent years, and the exact same thing happened. In fact, they're expecting fraud to double for card not present businesses over 2x, almost 2.5x times the online fraud. And it will help the card present businesses. So if you're a card not present business, you're running a recurring revenue business, you're an e-commerce business, there is a deadline this fall for the credit card issuers to reissue all their cards. And
now this is consumers' cards.
Well, consumer and obviously business cards and all that sort of stuff. So American Express, Visa, MasterCard, they are going to be reissuing all their credit cards. And a chart that I saw recently was that by October, I believe most of the credit cards will be reissued, and in 2016, and any laggards will be reissued. But effectively, October is the deadline that the reissuers need to basically reissue the credit cards. And
along with that reissuance is a change of account number. Generally.
At a minimum, it's going to be a change in the expire date. It may change the account number. It may change other things. So why am I concerned about this? Why did I decide to talk about this today? Well, a standard business recently, with ongoing 0.5% of credit cards being reissued on an ongoing basis, and then that bumping up to much higher during the credit card the security breaches for Home Depot, that drastically impacted card not present businesses because they were unable to process their transactions. If you're a subscription business, over the last 2 years with the credit card breaches and all the security breaches, your failure to renew your customers because of credit cards could jump up 30 or 40%.
Wow, so a huge impact on revenue.
It's really huge.
And if there are listeners out there who have businesses that are vulnerable, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, you can certainly find me at subscriptioninsider.com. You can email me at kgsexton@subscriptioninsider.com as well. And you can also find me on the Radio Entrepreneurs website.